All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Rift. I am going to be your host this evening, Pat the Twiz Harrison. And this replay came from clgaming.net, one of my favorite places to gather replays. And it is called Team LowELO, I believe it's from the Go for LOL Cup, versus Xpecial, which we see up here. And we're going to get to see roaming Taric. So I've been real big on a lot of this stuff with this whole roaming role, and I'm a huge, huge fan of it, just because I'm sure it's not something new, but it's something that I've just really picked up on. And basically I love it, to the point where I'm actually attempting to try to learn how to play this role myself in game. So let's talk a little bit about players that we're seeing in this match. So we're going to see Singed on the... Well, let me see which team is which here. Okay, purple team. Yes, purple team's going to be Singed. Nick's brother, Fat Shady 912, rocking out Taric. Carnivorous on Olaf, Sexy Fade on Scion, and Loop K on Tristana. That's going to be their carry. Summoner spells, we're seeing Teleport being taken from Singed. Of course, Taric's going to be picking up Flash and Clairvoyance. Olaf's going to be their jungler as we see him gathering Smite. Another Teleport from Scion here, and Tristana taking Flash and Ignite. So we're looking at all the champions here going towards the middle. And let's go ahead and pause this while I give you the rundown of the opposite team here, as we have Xpecial playing one of the, in my opinion, one of the strongest mages in the game here for an AP carry. Nivea. Radish is going to be playing Ezreal as he picks up, actually you see him picking up Cleanse and Flash. Nunu's going to be their jungler, gathers Smite and Flash. Janna with their Clairvoyance and Flash. And Garufint is Jarvan, and he is Exhaust and Ghost. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say names here. Spiffles is Nunu, and Freezing Balls is going to be Janna, the Wind Blower lady. So, these guys already, looks like they may just try to go for an early middle gank to allow middle to basically dominate this part of the game, or they're going to push over into the blue buff. So I'm trying to reposition my mouse pad here. CV is out, and actually we're going to see everybody gathered up here for a blue buff. I don't know why I said that they might be ganking middle. I'm like retarded.
30 seconds until minions.
Say it to us, you're retarded. Here we go. Taric going to be leading the way here, trying to get a good opportunity to go. Anivia's pushed off to the side here, and you definitely don't want to target her first. That's kind of a waste. Looks like Jarvan trying to do a little bit of poke from behind, and that's going to do a little bit of damage to Singed. Singed now separating from his team here, and we actually see him running into Anivia, who is here, and these guys might just be splitting off and going to go their own separate ways and basically do their thing. Oops, sorry, I've got like trying to move my mouse pad here. I got stuff flying everywhere, and I need to bring my mic a hair closer to me. All right, so should be good now. Scion's going to be taking the solo at the top lane. Olaf's going to be in the jungle. Singed going down towards the bottom here. Tristana's going to be in the middle lane, and Taric's going to be roaming this entire time. Clairvoyance goes out again on the blue buff, and Nivea is there as well as Nunu, and they're going to try to make sure that this is safe. So I wish we could see where Janna put their CV, but alright, so they're not going to get this. Possibly go for a gank up top. We do see Taric Scion here early on. Quite powerful combo. Stun, stun, stun. So you get stun, 2 hits, stun, 2 more hits. So easily a first blood team. And they're going to make them think that Scion's doing the solo up here. Nivea is going to be the one that's laning against him. 4 bars of health on her as we see her picking up the Sapphire Crystal. 2 health potions going to be her build to start out the game. Checking the bush here. Taric's going to try to get a good opportunity where he can come in here, and these guys can basically pop that egg early. So it's going to require the egg to be popped and then some continuous ganking. Rotating over to middle here, Tristana going to be taking on Ezreal. Ezreal picking up the cloth armor and 5 health potions, going to be a starting item. They're now going after Anivia. We see the stun from Scion there. Follow-up stun coming from Taric, and they may get that egg popped. Almost! No, she's going to get away, but with no health. She does have 2 health pots, but she's choosing to back after that. Not only the health pots are not going to give her enough health. So it's going to give Scion a great opportunity to begin to farm and control this lane. Taric's still posting up here. Ezreal taken down to about half health right now. Tristana doing a good job whittling him away. And we're seeing Singed kind of into it with Jarvan and Janna down there. Knockup. Singed almost dead, being forced to run away from this fight. There's the knockup from Janna, but we see Jarvan immediately losing over half of his health here. But Singed losing a lot of health as well. Tristana going after, and Ezreal with the flash, barely able to get away from their minions, all over Loop K right now as Ezreal is here, coming back in middle, 1 bar of health yet left. Taric has not yet moved from the top lane, so no roaming as of yet. He's actually waiting for Anivia to come back, and their whole goal here is going to be continuing to stop Anivia's farm. So Anivia does come back, and here we see Taric with the stun. Oh, Sion stunning immediately afterwards. Shatter, and oh, no, doesn't drop down. First Bloods, Loop K does manage getting the kill on Ezreal, as we see Loop K nearly dead there. God, I wish there was a reline function on this. Too much stuff happening at once. Anivia posted up back here. Flash from Taric. We see the stun. And now they've managed to pop that down. And will she go down? Anivia nearly dead. Yes, Anivia is going to die as well. So Taric and Sion able to get that kill. So now this leaves Anivia still at level 1. And she has not only been forced back from the lane once, she has also actually died once. So this has given Sion an opportunity to gather this free farm up top here. As he is already at 17 CS and leading the pack right now. Middle lane doing a very strong job here too. As Tristana's already 1 level ahead of Ezreal. Well, probably about a level ahead of Ezreal. And Ezreal is at 16 CS. Tristana at 16 CS as well. So looks like Ez is caught right back up here. Sion backing from the top lane. Taric going to grab some of the solo experience. And we see Singe just kind of trying to harass Jarvan back at the bottom. And Olaf, I don't believe... Oh, we see a flare here. I wonder if they had caught somebody there on the minimap. But Olaf backing out of here. Olaf already at 18 CS, so he is very strong jungle. Nunu was the one that was coming in there. Oh, look at this! And we see a stun from Sion. Sion stuff's going to pop here. And boom! Follow-up stun from Taric. And Taric getting the kill there. So offsetting both of those stuns. A long, long time that Nunu was just posted up there without ever being able to do anything other than die. Janna beginning her roam here as we see her trying to roam towards the middle lane. Tristana picking up on that, rotating out of the middle lane now. And actually going towards the bottom lane, I believe, and going to gather up some of this farm here. Olaf going to be recovering and going towards the middle lane to pick up some of that experience now as well, as we're waiting for Singe to come back down towards the bottom. And we're getting a catch on Janna there. We do see a stun from Singe. Another thing from Sion there is Sion's shield just destroying it. Janna flashing up and over. Sion going to chase and follow with that flash. Knock up from her as a whirlwind. Her shield is off. Slow. He does get the stun. Oh, but no! Choosing not to go in on that as Nunu makes his presence known there. A stun from Taric, and that's going to be holding him back, making sure there's no follow-up on this. And these guys, Ezreal rotating from middle lane, trying to do some poke from over here, and he is going to be backing out now. Sion back to the top lane to gather up this farm. He is level 4 right now. Anivia still stuck it down at level 3. And we're seeing Anivia with 8 CS. So very, very low. She's been ganked already twice. Taric put in a bad situation here as we see the slow from Nunu. Nunu and Ezreal both going to come up there and kill him. And he has just expired himself in middle lane as he just drops down at the hands of Ezreal and Nunu. And Sion... still just kind of solo farming this top lane and trying to hold her back. Janna now rotating around towards the bottom, coming up and behind there. Shield going on to Jarvan, and now we're seeing him slowed. He is nearly dead right now, and everybody's ghosting. Jarvan using his ultimate, and that's going to be what finishes him off as the Jarvan-Janna combo down there. Double J's rocking out the bottom lane, and managed to get a kill on the Doctor, who is singed. Anivia trying to go after Sion. Sion with the stun here. He does have a shield up. Gets caught up in the creeps a little bit, but I don't believe he was able to get close enough there to actually do the damage. Oh, yes, he did. He got close enough to do the damage to Xpecial, just didn't update it in time. I was like, wow, that's a little crazy. Xpecial almost dead and backing out of there. And Sion was possibly going to back there, but at this point, I'd say farm and begin to continue to outlevel the Anivia. What's the point of sending her back if you're not going to gather up that farm and experience that she's missing? Right? Right. Okay. Jarvan already level 7. He has picked up a strong farm at the bottom lane here. Already at 36 CS. So, right up at the top of the pack here. Singe coming around here. They may decide that this is going to be a good opportunity to gank. Middle lane, we're seeing Ezreal continuously poking at Tristana. Olaf waiting strategically in the bushes here. And Tristana going after it. And he does flash away. He is almost dead. Oh, he does die. I believe that was the Ignite that Tristana had put on him, and that's what's going to finish Ezreal off. 4-2 right now, going to be the score in favor of the purple team. No towers down up at this point, as we are now 8 minutes, 23 seconds into the game. Tristana quickly picking up her Brawler's gloves. And that's going to be her item. Taric already gathering a Heart of Gold, so that's going to be some money for wards throughout this game. Money, money, money for wards, wards, wards. Is exactly what he is thinking. Olaf, already with his Madrid's Razors, which is going to be built into his Wriggles Lantern. Even more warding for these guys. Cyan, oh my gosh, 8 minutes, he already has his Sheen and some boots. So, Anivia is not looking good right now. Anivia is going to have a lot of time in this lane, and she definitely needs the rest of her team to begin to migrate up here and try to gank him out. Cyan teleporting out as he's going to the ward, and that's going to catch them. Down goes Nunu. The knock-up from Janna is going to be pushing these guys back and keep them away from that opportunity. Also, I believe that Cyan had used his stun on Nunu there. To finish that off, and then, well, not to finish it off, because Taric's Shatter had finished that off. But this is exactly what Anivia needs. Anivia's like, yay, free farm. I get the opportunity to farm some minions. But that's still, she does have some amazing farming power, but again, so does Cyan. Cyan had some very, very strong farming. Jarvan going after Singed at the bottom lane here. Singed nearly dead. 4 bars of health left, but when Singed gets around you, there's not a lot you can do to catch him. We see Ezreal kind of coming up in this bush right here in this area. Might have been going after Olaf, who's in the jungle now. Stun in from Taric. Follow up from Cyan. And she goes down and drops here. And these guys are going to try to finish this up. Knock up from Janna is going to try to hold them back. She may have her flash up and may be able to get out of this, so she's able to do it in time. Her ultimate is off, and now we're going to see her going for the stun, but she was not able to get it. Still nearly dead. As Cyan going in, attempting to do the dive here. She is at 67 health. Ezreal coming from the middle lane, now chasing down Cyan. Blinks in, skill after skill after skill. Cyan's shield is up. Janna missing the whirlwind. Cyan barely trying to live here as he is now up there, flashing into the tower. I don't know if Ez has his ultimate up or if Cyan's going to die here. Olaf coming around from the river, and he is now chasing after him. So no ult from Ezreal. So Cyan's going to get back, and he is now safe. Another person from the blue team coming up and migrating from the river. So we see Anivia. She is out of her shell. 3 bars of health. Taric and Olaf both positioning themselves up here. Clairvoyance, they are dropping that down there to make sure they're safe in attempts to go in for the gank. Ezreal going back towards the middle lane now, and Singed being pinged here, saying that there could be somebody coming towards Singed now. Janna actually coming towards the middle lane. Slow off on Tristana, knock up from that, but Tristana's damage quickly taking her health down, forcing her to shield herself and back out from that fight. So she's picking up 2 Avarice's Blades very early, so this is going to give her some more critical chance and also help her with her farming, passive farming, as well as the farming that she's going to do here. So Tristana, obviously very item-dependent champion, and she's going to make sure that she's able to get those items. So we have Taric teleporting back here. They have just done a phenomenal job keeping Anivia under farm. She is at 33 CS at nearly 12 minutes in, and already died once and been forced out of her lane twice. So we can see that there. Olaf has picked up his Wriggles Lantern, so a lot of warding going on here. And wow, Loop K getting another kill on Ezreal there. So Radish 1-3 right now is the score, and Ezreal sitting 3-0. So definitely picking up that farm, not only the farm in the middle lane, but those kills on Ezreal, as Tristana at 61 CS, Ezreal at 59, and 3 kills down. The whole entire river is nearly warded here, so very good line of sight from this. Taric dropping the ward down at the blue buff. Yeah, it is going to be spawning here in just a moment. And we have yet to see anybody gather up and begin to take Dragon. There have been a couple things that have presented themselves as strong opportunities for the teams to sneak in and do that. A couple solo ganks would have given them a strong opportunity to do this, but they have not yet. So we see Dragon just chillaxing here in his little pit. Like, hello, I'm a little dragon sitting in a little pit. And Anivia's like, oh, look at me. I'm a bird. But Anivia not pushing out of there at all, as she is to be playing very, very passive, because she has been ganked numerous times by this Taric. Since the very beginning of the game, his goal has been to just mess up Anivia's farm. So I believe these guys dropped a ward on Dragon now. Taric trying to come around. They're taking a couple tower shots. Stun is off. He does manage to blink away. Taric is in here trying to tank this tower. He gets that heal off on himself, drops down the ultimate. Tristana jumping up and over, and there we're going to see Rampage as Tristana taking down Ezreal again. Ezreal score right now 1-4-0. This Tristana has just done nothing but dominate Ezreal throughout this game. So score right now 7-2 in favor of the purple team here. And back down to the bottom lane. Bottom lane is trying to make it happen. Singed attempting to go after Jarvan here. Jarvan tossing his shield up. Singed using this as an opportunity to farm some creeps, throwing him back. And I don't know exactly what his health is at here because I don't know how well it updates. But I don't think Singed is doing very good on health. Jarvan coming in, ultimate off, and that's going to hold Singed up in there. And Singed now dying at the hands of Jarvan. So Jarvan... I don't know what was up with Singed there. He was just hanging out there for a little bit too long as Jarvan did have his ultimate up and decides to use that as a way to kill him. So he dead. Gone, gone, gone. Apologize for the background noise from League of Legends. I forgot to shut it off as I was going here. So Tristana now going to help Olaf out with the dragon. Nunu attempting to come in here. Ultimate from Ezreal. And I believe that Nunu actually stole that dragon from these guys. Am I able to click these? Oh my god, I just clicked that. I don't know if it did anything, but I just clicked that. Sion now catching Janna up here. Ezreal trying to peek from the side. Janna using her ultimate, attempting to get away. Sion continuously beating away at her. And now these guys have turned back, began to focus on his. Sion trying to come around from the side. He does get his stun off. Cleanse from Ezreal. Ezreal trying to escape from here. Jarvan now in the fight. Down goes Olaf really early here in this. And Taric trying to do what he can to hold up here. Shield going on to Ezreal. And, yeah, nothing going to happen there. They weren't able to do it. Score 9-4 right now as they were able to pick up that one. And Anivia, that's a good thing to pay attention to. Anivia's already got this top tower all the way pushed here. She has now taken down the neutral, the creeps there. Sion's going to come up here and try to pull a sneaky on her. Oh no, we're going to do sneaky. Alright, so no sneaky. That just, they just die. So, alright, you see me being attacked by creeps here? It's still flashing red. I believe I have that turned off. Let's see. It's not on video, is it? No, it's not. It's, more options. Yeah, that's off. Off, just so you guys can see that it is off. But yet it's still doing it on the replay, so I don't know what's up. God, I should get like some water or something. I'm like thirsty. I don't know what this is. I'm just going to drink it. Well, that's my tea from yesterday. Very good, very good. So, 16 minutes. Just hit the 16-minute mark. No towers are down yet. Let's see exactly what Tristana's built up. She does gather up that BF sword. So she's got BF sword. 2 hearts of gold on Taric. So Taric's definitely going to be the little ward queen for this game. And looks like Sion's trying to build up his Merc Treads. Oh no, or he could be using this for whatever else it builds into. I think it builds into Lich Bane also. But I'm guessing since you don't have boots, you could be using it for Merc Treads. Singed again, trying his luck with this Jarvan down here. His ultimate was off there. I think he was attempting to go after him there. Jarvan with his shield off, popping out that slow. Ooh, they could try to catch Janna here. Janna dropping a ward down here in the river as well. So it won't be long until, well, I don't know why I almost said Olaf. Until Fat Shady 912 playing Taric is going to have enough gold to pick up that, what? Oracle's elixir. Gosh, I couldn't even think of what I was about to say for a moment there. The Oracles. Jarvan again going after Singed here. Singed in a really, really bad spot as Nunu and Janna both come to the party, attempting to take him down. Singed nearly dead, and finally he goes down and dies at the bottom lane. Middle lane seems like they could be going after Ezreal. Ezreal with the flash away. And I know that wasn't like Summoner Flash. That was like his built-in skill flash, blink, whatever we want to call it. Bottom tower now in trouble as Jarvan and Janna both beginning to push up there. Olaf come. Oh. God, why did I have to yawn there? Olaf coming out of the jungle and attempting to, well, I guess he's just going to scare these guys back from here. 9-5. So, Xpecial's team is definitely catching up here as far as champion kills goes. Let's take a look and see if they're catching up in CS as well. Sion already popping out that 129, and Ivia's managed to gather herself up to 96 at this point, and she does pick up a Catalyst as well as her Tear of the Goddess. Make sure I say that right. Yep, it is Tear of the Goddess. Early on here. And I know Olaf seeing Nunu coming here. I don't know why he was staying here that long. Nunu was definitely visible on the ward. And this what was once a gank may end up turning into a counter gank, as we're seeing Taric attempting to check it up there. Slow. Janna coming back to the party here, trying to save them here. An ult from Nunu, but they have no way and no stun to get him out of it. They're just going to eat that whole thing. Jarvan following up with that to make sure that they can stay inside that ult and take the full amount of it. But that was not going to be enough to drop these guys. Tristana coming from the middle lane, rotating around through the sides here. And we're seeing a stun. Tristana now forcing herself into the fight. Ultimate from Janna to push everybody out. Tower now targeting Tristana. Tristana up and over the tower here. Ultimate from Ezreal. And that's going to be the end of it for, possibly the end of it for Olaf, as he's trying to get away from this fight now. All three of these guys almost dead. Tristana up and over, and she goes into the fight here, and she's immediately targeting Jarvan. Jarvan almost dead. Jarvan's dropping down, and he is dead. She's now going to follow up and kill Nunu as well. Janna barely escaping from this fight, as she is now back at the other tower here. She was almost dead, and that's going to give these guys the opportunity to take down a tower. First tower going down in the lane, and the game's going to be the bottom one. As Tristana going balls deep there and jumping straight into that fight. Sion going back up at the top lane, attempting to mirror Nivea here and not allow her the opportunity to free farm. But there's not much you can do that. She just drops her ult down and backs up, and what do you know? 6-7 CS. Boom. Right there. Ezreal poking at Olaf and doing a rather good job at it here in the middle lane, as we're seeing that Q spell just hitting these guys quite hard early on here. He does pick up that Wriggles Lantern and a couple Doran's Blades to make sure he can sustain himself in lane, and he does have a red pot there as well, which I don't know, he'll probably begin to use that his next fight. Sion now trying to come after Xpecial here. But possibly just forcing her back. All from Ezreal all the way up to the middle. Look at how much damage the stuff from Tristana is doing. Tristana's just like hit. She has finished up her IE. Flash from Taric. Up and over he goes! And now they have decided to go in here. She does try to flash away. And godlike Loop K. Tristana right there. Showing exactly what he is made of, as that kill flash up and over the wall from Taric. And that set that up perfectly for Ezreal to just go down at the middle lane. Tristana 7-0-2 right now. This carry is getting farmed. Unlike their Ezreal, who is 2-5-0 right now. Jarvan, the only one doing really strong out of there, as he has done a great job against Singed at the bottom lane. Now 3-1-1. Already picked up an early Randuin's Omen, so really good item for him to help him with his tank ability. Also a great item that goes along with his skills as well. So, massive slows. And Sion able to get the top tower here. 21 minutes, 35 seconds into the game. Score being 12-5 right now. So, like I said, Tristana's picked up that IE. Sion picking up his needlessly large rod, so even more AP. What's he at for AP right now? 150. That's where he is for AP. Taric picking up a Philosopher's Stone just to help him out throughout this game. And he's got his one open slot that he's using for wards. And now the fight beginning to go around the dragon here. Taric using his stun early on Jarvan. And remember, that's going to leave them very little CC for Nunu when Nunu comes up, as we see Tristana going there, and she's going to finish him off. Olaf beginning to chase down through here. Nivea coming around, and she does have her wall, so you don't want to get separated here. Ezreal continuously poking from the outside, and these guys look like they might be ready to begin to commit themselves into the fight again. We do have a slow from Singed, and Anivia being pushed out of here, and she is now in egg form, and these guys are just beating away at her, as we're seeing Ezreal with his ultimate. They're attempting to come into this fight now. Singed using his ultimate as well and chasing these guys down. He's not going to be long before he has his toss-up up there. Jarvan right there, and he is going to die, as they were able to chase him down there, and finally a toss back from Singed is going to be what helps helps him bite the bullet here, and these guys are going to pick up their second dragon of the game here. The Clairvoyance is out, but they don't have... They are able to get that one, as trying to steal it from up and over the wall. And she needs to watch out and make sure that... She does cleanse out of that. As we've seen Fat Shady 912 playing Taric come around the side. These guys now going to use this as the opportunity to take down the middle tower. Ez is just going to try to poke, but there's not a lot that you can do. Taric positioning himself very well here so he can have the opportunity to stun if need be. Singed with the knockback. Tristana trying to do some follow-up damage. And now they're trying to catch Singed here, and they are able to. The wall from Anivia going to hold him back, and now they began just beating away at Singed. And Singed going to be the one that dies here at the end result of that. 15-6 the score right now. Singed personally at 3 and 4 right now, as he did have a little bit of trouble with Jarvan down there at the bottom lane. Three towers to 0 towers right now, and the purple team's also managed to grab 2 of the purple, or why am I saying purple? 2 of the dragons. Just hit the 24-minute mark into this game, and CS looks like this. 188 as Cyan is just being a farming beast right now. Next highest one's going to be Ezreal, sitting at 142 right now, followed by Anivia sitting at a nice 136. 126 from Tristana, going to finish at be at 120 or 127 from Tristana. Going to be sitting there in 3rd place for CS at this point. And Olaf managing to push out 114 out of the jungle. That's cool that I can click these things. I didn't realize I could do that. Cyan's going to be grabbing blue buff here. Boom! So Cyan now has blue buff. And at this point, here's what blue team's got to think. They've got to be thinking, we need a turtle, we need a turtle. As long as these guys don't push, we may have a chance to come back and win this at the end. With Anivia, it's very, very capable of doing that. But we're going to need to see Ezreal begin to get a little bit more farm. So Ezreal picking up the Sheen, obviously going to be going for that Triforce early on here in the game. Cyan trying to catch Jarvan down at the bottom lane, as Jarvan has built his Rabadon's death cap. He is sitting, or Cyan, I hope I said Cyan, I don't think I said Jarvan, but Cyan sitting at a nice little 302 for ability power right now. And Cyan again continuing to be a farming machine. Singed now pushing the top lane a little bit as well. Everybody beginning to kind of gather up here at the blue buff on the purple side, or on the blue side. And this is the time where purple team really needs to begin to look at trying to do something to push. So Taric does have his oracles now. Tristana picking up that pickaxe. And I'm sure that's going to be built into a lovely, lovely Last Whisper. Oh, and look at, they managed to find a ward here. So keep in mind all the strong warding locations. You see both teams continuously warding nearly the same spot. So here, here, right up here, the ward at Baron, and then the blue buff. They're going to try to go in here and get the steal on this. I don't know if anybody's got a flash up. They were not able to. And flash into a wall from Fat Shady 912. "27 minutes into the game. I was kind of hoping this would be a stomp so I didn't have a long daily to cast today, but whatever, it's all good, it's all good. I'm wanting to get some games in tonight, so. And we have seen Singed just pushing these towers. Push, push, push. from all sides here.
Team has destroyed a turret.
And he's able to manage to take down the bottom tower. Scion, Olaf, and Taric all rotating down here, just in case they see somebody else that's coming down. A slow from Singed. Will Scion be able to get in there in time? No, he's not able to. Janna attempting to do a knock-up and not going to be successful with that. Anivia was up in this area. Look for her to be rotating around through here, possibly. Nope, she is still posted up at the middle tower and just trying to pick up all that farm that she wasn't able to get at the beginning of the game. Top tower, though, has a very, very large neutral wave there that's began to get pushed up here. Tristana moving quickly to make sure that she gathers up that farm without any delay there. So at this point, guys, let's talk about what these people are doing. So right now, purple team is just pushing these lanes, and they're waiting to catch one of these guys, making one simple little mistake and being out of position, and able to turn that into a gank and possibly another tower or force a 4v5 fight. So that's really what they're looking for. The score is 15-6, which you can see up in the top right corner here. And that's going to mean that they've done a very good job dominating it early in the game. And with Taric and Scion on the same team and a top lane like that, you couldn't expect much less from these guys. As Taric's done a great job roaming throughout this map and making sure that he's able to get a lot of early ganks here. So a little bit light on wards right now, which I don't know if Taric has. Yep, Taric does have 5 of them, so we're going to see him beginning to place a couple more wards. The ward on Baron has gone down, so now we're seeing the ward back up here. And we might see one at the 4-way right here. Oh, he's going to post it right here. So a couple of the main crossings here where these guys are going to attempt to enter Baron are now warded. And a ward up in front of Baron as well. The Oracle is now being on Nunu right now, so these guys are going around and basically taking down the wards that these guys have posted up. So Nunu does go through here and checks to see if there's any more wards there, and he's going to catch this ward here as well. So all 3 of those wards that we've seen Taric just place are now gone at the hands of Nunu, which Taric's doing the same thing for these guys now. Which I thought he may have, since he just rolled through there, he may have put a passive ward back here. These guys looking for the opportunity to come in here and possibly get the gank. We see all 5 members of each team gathered up here at the in the jungle, possibly at the red buff. Anivia making sure that she can pick up this farm. Not going to let that farm go down for these guys. Tristana already picking up a couple of pots to help her with the early on part of this game. She's pushing out 230 damage a shot. 1.109 is going to be her attack speed without her passive attack speed increase. So she is able to put out some damage right now. Also sitting at a 44% crit chance. Plus whatever crit chance she's going to get from her masteries, another 6%, so probably right around 50% crit chance here. Oh, and this gives another like 10%, isn't it? So 60-something percent crit chance. She's being a little ballsy. Everybody missing on the map right now, but she's staying very aggressive as we see her pushed up in the middle lane. Large creep wave down here that we're probably going to see Scion begin to rotate over and make sure that he picks that up. So there's that back ward that I was talking about possibly seeing on Baron there. Very passive ward, knowing that Nunu's being very, very aggressive with his anti-warding right now and his counter-warding. Now we're seeing Taric begin to roam through this area as well, making sure, yep, they do have a ward drop down right in the middle of Baron, which we're seeing him get down. Jarvan noticing this, and Nunu noticing this. Taric out of position. I believe he has his flash up. Yep, he's going to use that as an opportunity to flash up and over here. But down's going to drop his wards. So you can really see just how important warding is in this game right now, as we see this whole middle part of the game for the past 5 minutes has been, hey, who's going to have more line of sight, me or you? Kind of situation right now. Taric actually out of ward, so he's not going to be able to be aggressive here. Clairvoyance does go out, and that's going to catch Janna and Jarvan sitting here inside of the woods right now. And Nunu's Banshee's Veil is down, and that might not put him in a good spot here, as these guys have a lot of strong initiation, especially if you have no Banshee's Veil up. One of the key things is making sure that that gets popped. So you got to blow Nunu's Banshee's Veil early on in the fight. Because otherwise what we're going to see happening is if they waste their stuns in the wrong locations, we're going to see that Nunu post that ultimate up, Jarvan just jump right in there and hold them inside the ultimate. That's what this team comp's all about right here, and that's going to attempt to be their late game bread and butter. So Olaf going really tanky and defensive at the beginning of this game as we see him picking up his Banshee's Veil, Merc Treads, and his Wriggle's Lantern. Tristana again, all she has right now, she does get her Last Whisper, so we're seeing her with an IE as well as a Last Whisper, a couple Avarice Blades. And Lichbane has gone up on Scion right now, who's already at 382 AP. Singe has chosen to go very tanky as well. We see him with one Heart of Gold, Ryle's Crystal Scepter, and a Banshee's Veil. As we're seeing him attempt to go after Janna here. A little bit more action beginning to take place in the middle lane. I'll try to stay kind of back and forth between these ones. As Janna, I believe, nearly almost dead. Nope, she's down to about half health. Jarvan now using this to go after Singe. Battle of the Slows. Watch out for any more of the blue team, which are going to begin rotating from this middle lane. All the way down to here as we see Ezreal making his presence known as he is on the map now. He did rotate from middle down to the bottom. And again, right now, a lot of just sitting around and poking at wards here. We have been at about 9 minutes nearly of this. Anivia able to catch Scion off guard right now. Scion flashing up and over the wall. I thought he was nearly doomed there. Lucky for him, he did have his flash up and was able to escape from that. But as we see right now, one very passive ward on Baron right now, and one decent placed ward here, just to try to make sure that nobody sneaks a Baron in on them. Tower still going in favor of the purple team right now, as they have taken down 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the blue team's towers. Stun out from Anivia, and that's going to pop the Banshee's Veil on Olaf, as we're seeing... Oh, and now we're seeing another wall out from Anivia. Ezreal coming in and committing himself to this fight right now. Knock up from Anivia, not going to hit, and that could have been really bad if Olaf wasn't able to escape from that fight. Tristana and Jarvan duking it out at the top lane here, as Tristana basically just gathering up more and more farm. Oops, Ezreal, this is not good. The ultimate is up. She does flash out of that. I don't know if she flashed or if she jumped the way that this replay lagged. She's sitting at... about half health, or no, a little over half health, but again, able to escape from that. But the rest of the team decides they're going to go balls deep and push up middle lane here, and middle lane tower does go down. Nunu being very aggressive against Tristana here. Scion and Taric both attempting to rotate through the jungle now. The Banshee's Veil is still up. I was hoping that might have popped it, but it doesn't. Scion's stun does pop it though, but now he's on cooldown as he has caught Ezreal in the woods alone here. Ezreal trying to run away. He does manage to get around to the side of the bush where he's able to blink up and over. Singed from the side here. Will he be ready to commit into this fight? Ezreal continuously poking from the towers here. Q-spell, 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 E-spell. Who's it going to hit? A couple shots going on Tristana. Tristana now down to half health. And now this is the time where it's not going to look good. We see the wall from Anivia. Tristana rocket jump up and over that wall. And another save from these guys as they're able to get away from that. Anivia with some very well-placed walls early on in this game. And that it could have led to some catastrophic incidents here. But luckily everybody's either had their flash up or had one of their skills to get them away from it. And they have all gone back, and now we're seeing the purple team here, or the blue team now, deciding that they want to go up and try to take down Baron. Noticing that they have poked them down very low. This is not looking good for these guys, as Baron is almost down. They're attempting to come in here and try to go for the steal on it right now. Are they able to steal it? Yes, they are! They do get the steal, and Baron has been dropped down. And looks like two of them, Ezreal and Nunu, both dying here. Singe now chasing down Anivia, ghosting as well as his ultimate. He is now exhausted from Jarvan, trying to catch up with this. Slow is out, knock up from Janna, and they are going in here on this. Jarvan using his knock up to try to force them back as well. And these guys using this as a really good opportunity to make sure they pick up some kills and take advantage of this Baron buff. As Jarvan now using his ultimate, holding him into the tower. Jarvan nearly dead, trying to escape from this. Anivia using a wall, and these guys are now backing out of here after tanking the majority of this tower. The entire team going through and just tanking that, and just a big team dive. But what a great steal there. So we've seen Olaf and Taric both just running inside of there and snagging that Baron. If Xpecial's team would have got Baron, these guys would not be sitting pretty like they are right now, as they have most of the outer turrets going down, and now choosing to go towards the middle lane here, where they're going to go for their first inhibitor of this game. They have gotten around here. Inhibitor is going to fall. And that puts these guys at a really strong advantage. Nice little creep wave pushing the bottom lane. Scion's going to be heading over towards that to pick up that farm. But let's look at the scores right now. Tristana 9-0-3. Early game domination against Ezreal here, and that's definitely set the pace for her ability to carry at this time. Anivia coming back up to 203 CS. Sion, who she was against in lane, who was at 277. These guys are getting dragon. Nothing they're going to do to stop them. But Sion is at 277. Early in the game, if you had missed it, for those people that are watching live right now, Sion and Taric just posted up here in this bush the entire time. Sion was literally level 4. Anivia was level 1, died once, and been forced back once as she tries to come back at level 2. So Anivia has made a very, very strong recovery to be able to get to where she is in CS right now. But her score definitely reflecting that she had trouble early game, as she is now 0-2-1, but picked up some very strong items. So these guys still have the Baron and about half of their Baron remaining. So look for these guys to finish any last minute buying that they're going to do and begin to start to set up for another push. Sion's grabbed that Void Staff, 486 where he's sitting at for AP right now. Very, very pretty. He picks up the Chain Vest, which is probably going into his Zonia's Hourglass. I could see him building that. Be a good, decent item against this team because... you do have Jarvan as well as Ezreal just poking and doing some damage here. Singed being very, very aggressive as he's already pushed his bottom lane all the way up again. Some creeps are being babysat as they're getting kind of pushed back into the base here. Team's very split up here between bottom lane and middle. And Sion and Singed may use this as an opportunity to try to get a gank here. Sion going to the bottom lane, and he's going to try to get up here and get that shield off so that he can actually begin to push the bottom lane as well. Some pings going out towards the top tower. That's going to be their next plan of action, as we're seeing the purple team all gathering up inside the woods here, and they're going to go take down this top tower. And those couple creeps there drop down pretty quick. And we're going to see... Tristana's here as well. Ultimate from Ezreal. And that's just going to pop, I believe, just pop a couple Banshee's Veils here. So as of right now, the score's being 17-6. We are 40 minutes into this game. And Xpecial's team is not looking very good here. And again, guys, this is a replay from the goal for World Cup, I believe. So a lot of stuff happening at once. Sion pushing the bottom lane here. Singed rotating it around to make sure that these middle lanes and that these neutrals begin to get pushed up into here. And the top lane is where we're seeing the rest of these guys at, just pushing these up and hoping for some tower chip here too. So all three lanes being pushed at the same time right now. Baron buff is now gone, so they do not have that advantage. Singed now going after the tower here. He does come in with the stun. And oh! Look at that as he stuns, and then his Lich Bane's going to make it really easy for him to finish that out. And Janna using her ultimate trying to escape from here. She does manage to get inside there. No, she doesn't! She dies. Jarvan now going after Sion, and Jarvan going to be killing Sion there. But that's going to put two of those guys down, and they are able to get that tower down and able to get in toward the inhib. So now they're up at the top tower here as well, as we're seeing Anivia and Nunu both just fighting to keep this alive. Middle inhibitor down, bottom inhibitor down right now. Top inhibitor and tower top tower, I should say, being chipped on now. And now they decide to commit themselves in the fight. Nunu flashing out of this fight here. Anivia being put into egg form very, very quickly. Jarvan taking down Tristana there. Tristana finally dying. All the focus here going on Anivia. Anivia dying. So now they're beginning to go after Jarvan, who's at this point quite strong, as we're seeing him just taking these guys, just kind of beating away at them. Between the ultimate from Nunu and that tower, they're able to kill Olaf there. Or not Olaf, I'm sorry. Singed there. Olaf and Taric both trying to do what they can here, hoping to be able to finish this off. Ezreal is now up in spawn, so these guys really need to get out of here. Olaf just trying to go in and poke, but no! Janna's going to knock him up, and down he goes! Counter push anybody for their first tower? Jarvan attempting to chase after Taric here. Nunu right behind him. But Sion with the teleport in onto the creeps. Stun on Nunu! Oh, will he get away as he is very, very low on health right now. And Sion's able to pick up. Oh, he built that into Guardian's Angel. Oh, and boom goes the dynamite and down goes Jarvan.
The enemy's inhibitor has respawned.
We are 42 minutes 26 seconds into this game, and this is purple team all the way. Blue team probably not even going to get a tower out of this, as the score 21-10. A lot of early game ganks has set the pace for this game, and this is why we are seeing this right now, as these guys are now trying to beat down that last tower and inhib. And Evian with the stun on Sion. Sion being forced out of that as the tower was tanking him as well, or beating away at him as well. Taric right now, and he is backing. 3 hearts of golds. He does grab that Rabadon's death cap and a Philosopher's Stone. And it will not be long until we see Baron coming back up. And maybe, I don't think we'll see any slow play around Baron this time. I don't think there's going to be much that blue team's going to be able to do to stop the purple team from picking up Baron when it comes back up again. If we get that long. So Baron is up. Can I ping on the map? Am I able to ping? No, I can't ping. That's lame. Ping, ping, ping! At this point, these guys may not even go for Baron. They may just continue to push. Nope, there is Taric. Taric going for Baron. These guys want to make sure nothing's happening here and making sure that they are at the advantage. Nobody on the map right now for the blue team. We've got to assume that they may be making their way over here towards Baron. How long before we see an Ezalt? Oh no, they're all at the bottom lane. No Ezalt. They do get Baron. And this is not looking good for these guys at all. Ezreal now ults right up towards the middle there. Tristana and Sion choosing to go towards the top lane. Top tower does go down. They have middle tower and bottom tower, or middle inhib and bottom inhib. So the only one's up. Sion with the stun on Ezreal. Ezreal cleansing to get away from that. Sion taking a few shots from the tower, but he still has his GA up. And top inhib nearly down. Middle inhib nearly down. There's not going to be much they can do. These guys are going to be forced to defend their Nexus towers here. Olaf is backing for some reason, but okay, Olaf is back. And I think blue team knows that there's not going to be much that the purple team can do here, and that it is pretty well over. So he backs to pick up his frozen mallet. You finished those items, Olaf. You finished them items. Taric now using this as a great chance to initiate here. Anivia going down, going to be the first one to go down here, as we're seeing Sion or Singe trying to go after Jarvan. And now it looks like a lot of their oh, Jarvan does get tossed back. Taric going to be there with the follow-up stun, and he is dead. The Nexus towers are both nearly down, as we see Tristana just beating away at both of them. And now they are on the Nexus. Nexus at half health. And it is just dying, and the rest of the blue team just sitting here in the tower. Nexus, oh, what's going on? Nexus is down. Team LowELO picking up the W here in this match, and a really good job with a lot of the early game ganks and the really strong initiations here in play that we've seen from that Taric-Sion combo. Both of those stuns so long, and you see a lot of key plays here that definitely make the game. So thank you guys for joining me on the Daily Rift. I am Twiz, and I am out. Don't forget to subscribe up top, rate the video down below, and also make sure you watch our videos on our great contest giveaways and other cool stuff going on in the YouTube channel. Adios!